Southeast must achieve peace, security before demanding Kanu's release. Deputy Speaker Carlo. Now what for this guy? How can you say that kind of thing? That Southeast must achieve peace. How? Can't you do both of them simultaneously? So are you saying that if they release Nnamdi Kanu, there will not be peace in Southeast? Or without peace, Nnamdi Kanu cannot be released? This guy, sometimes when they are trying to move and you think they are people to be trusted, before you know it, they will turn something else. Look at this guy. Eh? Look at what he's saying. Does it make sense? Well, let's get into the details. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Carlo, says the Southeast must achieve peace and security before demanding the release of the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The Deputy Speaker said this during an interactive session with journalists in his Bende country home on Sunday. He spoke about how best the region could approach its demand for Mr. Kanu's release from detention. So according to him, the region could only realize its objective through peaceful negotiations and not by arm twisting the federal government. Can you imagine? He said that although the leadership of the Southeast had made several efforts for Mr. Kanu's release, the efforts of some amounted to playing to the gallery. Okay, so Mr. Carlo countered the widely held belief in the Southeast that once Kanu is released, peace will automatically return to the region. Can you imagine? So to get Mr. Kanu's release is not about how much you talk about it in the pages of the newspapers or televisions. It needs strategic thinking and strategic steps to get it done. How? So many thought that by twisting the federal government through a sit at home every Monday through violence and destruction, that the federal government could immediately release Kanu. You can never untwist the federal government, but you can dialogue, Mr. Kanu said. He said that the threat of burning down the region if the federal government refuses to listen to its request was equal to shooting oneself in the foot. And the houses you are shooting are in the Southeast. So when you say if you don't release Kanu, the people will sit at home and not go to work. People are going to work in Lagos, can also go to another part of the country. So who are you shooting? It is like a man shooting his own foot and taking accolades for it. And this is the greatest level of folly, he said. So the Deputy Speaker also said it would amount to daring the federal government to say it is fire for fire and violence for violence. So critically thinking, the best approach is to reduce the violence in the region and create a platform for negotiation. So he said. So what Benjamin Carlo is saying, which is the Deputy Speaker of the House of Rep, who is actually the founder of Peace Southeast Peace Initiative, or Peace in the Southeast Initiative. Okay, Peace in the Southeast Initiative project. So now he's saying that you cannot untwist federal government. You cannot tell federal government if you don't release Kanu, who will burn down or will not go to work or sit at home every Monday. That won't work. That will amount to shooting yourself on the foot. That the only thing is that you cannot get Nnamdi Kanu released through violence. It has to be through negotiation, and believing that federal government will discuss well. That's what he's trying to say. So it's what he says. His own opinion is contrary to other people's opinion that says if you release Nnamdi Kanu, peace will return to Southeast. His own idea is different, that if you don't establish peace very well, even when you release Nnamdi Kanu, there will still not be peace. In fact, it might get worse, because those people, they can change strategy. But that all the Igbo politicians and governors, a lot of people have tried and made moves to see how Nnamdi Kanu can be released, but all of them were just playing to the gallery. They were not serious about it. So the question I have for him: does it because you just set up this peace in the Southeast initiative? Does it mean that you are not the best? You are the best to be reckoned with. This government, right from APC beginning, hate Igbos, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that is the reason they even not want Peter Obi to enter. It's about hatred for Igbos. It's a tribal hatred. Okay, so Nnamdi Kanu can be released. Several courts have released him, but unfortunately, federal government refused to release him, and they're putting up more charges on him because they don't want him released, which is a very bad one. If the judiciary is truly independent and you want judiciary to do its job, so you must have to take judiciary judgment as well, because the judgment must have been given through experience, knowledge, and investigations. Okay, so that is what is happening here. Benjamin Carlo has said his own. I don't know how he's going to now do that negotiation with federal government to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu is released, because Nnamdi Kanu's release has become something else in the hand of federal government. It looks more like they don't want to do it. But is that right? Is that the normal thing they should do? The man should actually be released and be allowed to go home and see his family, because there's actually nothing offensive that he has done. What Nnamdi Kanu has done is not can never be compared to what Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Fulani S-men are doing in the Middle East. Sorry, in the northeast, north central, and northwest, and even middle belt. That is it. The Fulanis have caused more harm, and they are causing more harm. What about this one they did in Plateau State that claimed over 200 lives and then displaced a lot of people? What will you say about that? You can't catch them, you can't do anything, but you are now pursuing IPOB and the Southeast as if they are the biggest problem Nigeria has today. That is the list of Nigerian problems. Okay, Biafra agitation is the list of Nigerian problems. So the biggest problem is these people that are killing innocent citizens in the name of jihad, in the name of Islam, Fulani herdsmen, in the name of grazing, and all of that. They really need to be nipped down before they scatter Nigeria completely. Okay, so Benjamin Carlo has spoken his own that Nnamdi Kanu, for him to be released, there has to be peace first in the Southeast, which I struggle to take, but well, let's have your opinion for sharing, and thank you for listening.